All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakwadash, the honors of the apostles, and the elders of great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is the priest Zion back again with another edition of the Mark of the Beast, dealing with the coming digital currency technology, which eventually will be used with the implantable microchip, which we believe here at GMS is the mark of the beast. Okay, so I have an article here from Forbes.com, and its headline: Starbucks, Nordstrom, and Whole Foods now accept Bitcoin. Just don't ask them. All right. Now, there's been plenty of articles, plenty of reports, even in major American news outlets have showed digital currency being used. Okay. And when you go into the scriptures and when you go into the prophecy of the mark of the beast, you get the understanding that the mark of the beast is going to be used more so exclusively and inclusively for buying and selling. Okay? And seeing the current trend of the different trade wars and currency wars that's going on globally in these different countries, you can see the downfall of these paper currencies, okay, paper money, printed paper money, okay, or coins, and that there's a growing trend of digital currency that is being used, okay. And when you go into statistics, there's numerous amount of countries, such as Sweden, for example, that, or even India, okay, as well, that a lot of people are using their smartphones, okay, or digital currencies to purchase items, all right, to buy and sell, okay. And that same technology of digital currency, or the same monetary system of digital currency, can be and will be applied to the microchip implant. And now you have more and more of these different businesses and these corporations here in America and worldwide that are adopting the acceptance of digital currency. Okay? So once again, this is the headline for the article: Starbucks, Nordstrom, and Whole Foods now accept Bitcoin. Just don't ask them. Okay? So first and foremost, let me get the prophecy of the mark of the beast. All right? So this is Revelation chapter 13 and 16. It says, "And he causeth all," which we understand that this is Esau, Edom, all right, the rulers of this world, okay, starting with here in the West America, Europe, but the influence also reaches in other countries as well, okay. It says both small and great, so all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This is speaking about people. And when you go into the word mark, the Greek word there, when you go into the Bible concordance, all right, it's the word charagma, which means something engraven or imprinting or imprinted or cut. Okay. And it says in their right hand or in their forehead. So the mark is something that's going to be cut into the hand or the forehead under the skin. Okay. It says, verse 17, "And that no man might buy or sell," which is dealing with purchasing, "save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." So you have to be a part of the system in order to buy and sell once the mark of the beast is mandated. Okay, so that's basically going to be the new currency. Well, you for certain can't apply printed or paper money to a microchip that's cut or engraven in your forehead or in your right or left hand. Okay, so that would have to be applied digitally, the same way you have a chip. Now, when you go to the store, okay, for most of us that have a credit or debit card, what payment terminal is at every cash register now? These different card readers. I mean, I remember 5 years back or more where, not every store had a chip reader, a chip card reader. Okay, like even if you had a chip card, you still had to swipe it at certain terminals. But now everywhere you go, okay, I know especially here in Atlanta, everywhere you go, these stores, whether it's the gas station, the grocery stores, these department stores, wherever you go, all you got to do is insert your card. But what did it say? What did they say? The cashier says, "Oh, you have a chip card? Insert your chip. Insert your chip." Okay? Or there you go. Just insert your chip. That's what they all say. Okay? That's a precursor to the digital currency being used and the microchip implant being used, where they'll say, just swipe your chip or wave your chip or wave your hand. Okay? This is what the world is going towards. And if you can't see that the mark of the beast is the microchip, well, then you are going to be destroyed. You're going to die. Okay? Because the Heavenly Father hasn't opened your eyes to see it. So you're one of the ones that the Lord is going to kill and destroy. Okay? Unless the Heavenly Father sees it fit to eventually open your eyes, you're currently on the side of being destroyed. Okay? And that's just the truth, okay? And more of these different stores are going to start using this digital currency as a means for items being purchased. Okay? And this is in Forbes. All right? And this is dated May 13th, 2019, the year of Karagma. All right? So it says, it is a freakishly hot May afternoon when Cameron Winklevoss decides to quench his thirst with a tall cold brewed coffee from Starbucks and just a little bit of cream to round it off, as he says. So let me jump down, okay. So it says here, moving quickly past the chilled glass case holding cookie dough cake pops dipped in melted milk chocolate and donut cake pops and strawberry frosting topped with giant rainbow sprinkles, he approaches a counter where an infrared Honeywell scanner sits sandwiched between bunches of ripe bananas and Starbucks branded sugar-free chewing gum. It says, as the song "Work" by Rihanna blares through the coffee shop speakers, Cameron orders the small cold brew coffee he'd been craving and takes out his phone. All right. It says he brings up the beta version of a new app called Sped In, built by little-known payment startup Flexa, and waves a QR code in front of the Honeywell scanner, paying for the drink with the cryptocurrency he and his brother invented that's powered by the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is also another currency, digital currency like Bitcoin. Okay. Let's see here. But I did want to point out, right, because it says he takes out his phone, okay, and all these phones have an RFID or an NFC reader built within the smartphone. which is the same technology that is going to be put inside these implantable microchips for buying and selling. Okay? And if you understand what the RFID chip or what the NFC chip is and what it does, then you know that this technology can definitely be used for buying and selling like the prophecy states. Okay? And if you don't, then you can watch my videos or you can watch any other great Millstone videos dealing with the mark of the beast. Okay? So this is basically, the coming future. All right. It says in some corners of the world, what has just happened would be considered historic. He turns around like a proud father and smiles. We're finally realizing the promise of crypto in payments. There's a promise for it, meaning that there's a market. There's a market for digital currency being used in payments. And the more of these different startup companies and other people that want to utilize this microchip technology and the smartphone technology to pay for things and buy things, then that gives the green light for more and more companies to put stake and funds into these products, which is eventually going to lead to what? The government mandating the issuance of microchips for payments, which is what? The mark of the beast, without a shadow of a doubt. You can't refute it. You can't deny it. There is no rebuttal. This is what it is. Okay? All right? But it takes a man of understanding, and really, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, has to be dealing with you. And if you Israelites can't see it at this point, like I said, the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh Shai, is going to destroy you. Okay? Let's He open your eyes. Okay? Because this thing is daily, okay, gaining traction, man. There's just so many articles being pushed out there on the mark of the beast being the microchip. It's not even funny, man. These other Israelites, these guys, they say this and say that, but eventually, man, like the scripture says, whose mouths must be stopped, their mouths are going to be stopped because this thing is going to soon become a reality. And we've seen these Edomites, we've seen these people, these companies, we've seen them use this technology. Okay? It's becoming a mainstream thing now. All right? So let me read this. It says, the problem is, matter of fact, let me go back. It says, in some corners of the world, what has just happened would be considered historic. He turns around like a proud father and smiles. We're finally realizing the promise of crypto in payment, says Cameron. That can't be done with a paper dollar bill. I mean, if you understand what quantitative easing is, what you got QE1, QE2, QE3, and eventually they want to put in QE4, which is quantitative easing, meaning easing more quantities of paper dollar bills into, the world. Which, what does that do when you have a lot of something? It lowers the initial value, So if you go from a $20 $100 bills to 200 $100 bills, then it's more common, meaning it has less value because more people can obtain it or they can own it. So it's not as rare. So it's not going to hold that much value or intrinsic value. And this is where the collapse comes in. The more dollars you put out there and the more other currencies are attached to that dollar, it being the world reserve currency, which that lowers their value of their currency, such as, the yuan in China or the ruble in Russia. That's why they want to push away from this less valuable petrodollar or dollar bill and move towards their own currencies being backed by gold, something that has value because it is more rare. So that's going to cause a collapse in the West or a collapse in the global economy, which is eventually going to mean what? You're going to need another promising currency that's going to work for the people. And what is gaining traction right now in the world is this crypto digital currency. Because at this point with digital currency, everybody can use it. And it makes sense because the digital currency can be made out of nothing. Okay, pretty much. All right. And these governments, and that's going to be convenient mainly for Esau's governments here in the West, but that's going to be convenient for these governments to be able to push it. You know, digital currency made out of nothing. Hell, the money's made out of nothing anyway. Slacking. Okay. So now it says it's taken a long time, but as you've seen for yourself, we're here. It's a total win for the merchants. That transaction was effectively free. So now with these merchants seeing, oh well, it's a promising transaction or whatever, and then hey, we'll co-sign it. Okay. So it says the problem is Starbucks, along with every single one of a huge group of giant enterprises now accepting cryptocurrency as payment, seems to be having trouble admitting what they're doing. As a photograph of the receipt for the transaction was taken, one member of the Winklevoss entourage recommended that Cameron cover up the Starbucks logo with his thumb. They're not participating in the first announcement, she reminded Cameron. Right, because certain companies, they're not so sure. You know, it takes a lot of review, a lot of study, research, and of course, field, you know, like in the field, interaction and, you know, proof and realization for these big name companies to say, well, I'm going to put my brand and my name on it now. And that's all it is. You know, they're still testing it out. But nonetheless, it's gaining traction. Like I said, more and more of these mainstream companies are going to start getting into this digital currency. So it says in the days that followed, neither Gemini, which is custodying the cryptocurrency, nor Flexa, the company that built the app and signed up the enterprises participating in today's launch, were able to get any of their own clients to confirm via email, yet alone talk on the record. Nevertheless, all evidence points to the fact that as of today, some of the largest and best known companies in the world are now accepting Bitcoin. Okay? So it's nothing for them to have that same digital currency be using a microchip. Hell, I've done videos on it. There's articles, there's videos out there in YouTube and other websites and, you know, and web pages that the mark of the beast being the RFID or NFC implantable microchip, you can wave your hand across a RFID scanner and you could purchase items. The proof of that is the Wisconsin startup company, which was about, was that 2017? August 2017. What is it? Was it Foursquare Market or something like that? It was on national news, international news, that people were paying for items with a mark in their hand, buying and selling, as the prophecy states. Okay, so there you go. So it says they're accepting Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, and the Gemini dollar, GUSD, a cryptocurrency backed by real US dollars stored in a State Street account and built on top of the public Ethereum blockchain. All right, it says receipts provided to Forbes from a few of the hundreds of beta app testers confirm that crypto purchases were made at GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Whole Foods. Emails from Barnes & Noble, Office Depot, and Nordstrom were also provided by Flexa to confirm the store's participation in the project. So these companies are definitely participating in using these cryptocurrencies. Next is just, like I said, combining that with the actual microchip implant. It says in total, 89% of the beta users spent cryptocurrency at least one of the locations announced today, according to Flexa data, with 81% of those spending multiple times at more than one location. Companies now officially accepting these cryptocurrencies, according to Flexa, are Barnes & Noble, Baskin Robbins, Bed Bath & Beyond, Caribou Coffee, Crate & Barrel, Express, GameStop, Jamba Juice, Lowe's, Nordstrom, Office Depot and Office Max, Petco, Regal Cinemas, Ulta Beauty, and Amazon-owned Whole Foods Market. And, of course, there's Starbucks, in spite of not being part of the official launch. In total, nearly 100 stores are expected to start accepting Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies via the Sped-In app by the end of this year. So like I said, all these stores are basically starting to use this, these different cryptocurrencies. Okay? So that's your mark of the beast right there. That's your new world reserve currency. And all these different governments, all these different stores. Because who owns the government? Who backs these politicians? These companies, these corporations. Okay? So when they get into office or they run for office or they're sitting in the leadership position, and these governments, they're going to push the microchip implant for medical reasons and other reasons, and for monetary, economic, and governmental reasons, they're going to use the microchip implant for buying and selling. All right? And that's basically it. I'm going to leave a link as usual for this article. It goes a little bit more into it. But the mark of the beast, the digital currency, the technology is definitely becoming a mainstream household thing. And that's the future of this NWO. So now let me get this last scripture. This is Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark, which is the microchip implant, in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, Yahweh Bashmiyan Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So when the elect are being beamed up and the destruction is happening to America and around the world via the nuclear missiles, okay, all you people that have taken the microchip implant are going to be destroyed. All right? Verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, which is being a part of the NWO, being a part of this system, this evil new world order system that Esau, the so-called white man, is setting up before your eyes, your 5G technology and all of that. Okay, if you're a part of that system, and Yahweh Shai returns, it says, the Lord's going to destroy you. So it says, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. That's the microchip. Verse 12, here's the patience of the saints, which are only Israelites, by the way, starting with the elect. It says, here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High, to not take it, and the faith. All right, you have to believe. It says the faith of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so this thing is it's coming to a head, man. So either you other Israelite groups, you get it right, or prepare to be destroyed. Okay, GMS has 100% truth. Hey, the mark of the beast, aka the microchip, is coming soon, and don't take it. So with that, I hope this was edifying. I'm going to give all praises, all glory and honor to Yahweh Bashmiyan Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Quadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. To the next time, I'll say Shalom. And once again, don't take the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, or Yahweh Bashmiyan Shai is going to kill and destroy you via nuclear fire and Yahweh Shai and the chariots. All right, and you won't be delivered. But as for the elect, shalom.